is it going to release for PS4 once PS5 won't release? Is there going to be gameplay difference?
The Road Warrior Wizards arriving at the arena. And now it's ended up. Well, yeah, they dotted every I and crossed every T. David, thank you. So look at the starters for the Wizards. Steven Adams is out there with Towns. Then there's Iguodala. Then there's Jason Tatum. And it's George in at the 1 spot. And for Miami, Nurkic is out there with Whiteside. And it's Wall. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Middleton in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Wall. And the shot is long.
And his lateral quickness really allows him to stay in front of the shooter there and challenge the shot.
And this is the key. In this game, you've got to be able to move your feet to be successful on the defensive end.
And so it's the Heat getting on the board first. Back to Towns. Doris, there is nothing like opening night in the NBA. Every fan base just teeming with optimism for the upcoming season.
I think all of us are just so thrilled to have NBA basketball back. There's no losses in the losing column. Everybody's happy. Let's tip it off and go.
Guys have that little step, and these first weeks of the season are always exciting.
Oh, no doubt. Everybody's bursting with enthusiasm. Players are fresh.
George passes to Tatum. Over the wall. A nice shot by Tatum.
This is one of Tatum's main strengths. He is a polished shooter who likes working in the mid-range.
Wall passes to Leonard. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Leonard's got his second basket of the night.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And you know this, Greg. He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches. Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
George against Wall. Shot from the top of the key. Washington with the rebound. Last time they met was in Washington.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Talk about hitting the ground running. 4 for 5 to start.
Looking at Miami, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Hornets. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Tatum, and slam dunk by Tatum.
This guy is so crafty on the drive. Wow. Jason Tatum, with his quickness and his length and the strides he's got, can score at will.
Now, here's Wall. Here's Nurkic. The shot comes out. Towns with the defensive effort. In the corner, Iguodala with it. Off target with his 3. The Heat trail by 4. Leonard with no one around. From outside, off the mark.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Now here's Wall. Jason Tatum missing his last shot. Shot clock at 5. From outside the arc, it's rebounded by Towns. Wizards leading by 4. Here's Iguodala, shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Well, the veteran leadership, the unselfish attitude, and the versatility of Andre Iguodala, to me, this guy is excellent at whatever is asked of him.
And with Andre Iguodala, he doesn't give you 20 points tonight like he once did, Greg, but he still shows up when you need him.
Iggy can still hit the switch, so to speak, and go back to his all-star level of play for stretches. I mean, the numbers don't jump out at you, but he is so valuable during big games, particularly in the postseason.
The free throw drops for Iguodala.
Well, all good things must come to an end. Iguodala was shipped out from the Warriors last year to clear room for D'Angelo Russell. Traded to the Grizzlies to make room for the Warriors in the Russell deal. Ultimately, I think we'll have a great legacy for his time with Golden State.
And so it's Wall. He brings it up for the Miami Heat, trailing by 5. Well, it has been a long road back from injury for John Wall, Greg. The heel issue followed by the Achilles tear.
And you just hope that Wall can make a full recovery and get back to the player he once was. Provides so much with his speed and playmaking as well as scoring.
From the moment he stepped into the NBA from the University of Kentucky, John Wall has been hungry and motivated to prove he belongs listed with the top players in the game.
Iguodala, the pass to Tatum. And he uses the glass on the layup. Tatum's got 6 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
All with it. Right side inside. Adams defending.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Iguodala dishes to Jordan. Wall with some nice defense.
Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert.
Now, here's Wall. Back to Leonard. Shoots the 3. Rebounded by the Wizards. Outside, George. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
It's stolen by Adams. Outside, George. And stolen by Whiteside. Here's Leonard. Plays it up and banks it in. He has 6.
This guy is such an excellent finisher at the rim. He's got incredibly long arms and very strong hands.
Poke loose, and it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard. On defense, Miami. It's a 5-point game. Adams, the pass to Towns, pulls it from the elbow, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
All with it, now defended by Adams. Here's Leonard. Middleton trying to break free, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
The best scorers in the game have the ability to get to the free throw line. Kawhi Leonard lives there. Boy, you think back to the quadriceps injury that derailed almost all of the 2018 season for Kawhi Leonard. I'll tell you, he is back to peak form and reminding us that he is elite on both the offensive and defensive ends.
And he makes the first. And you talk about the best two-way player in the NBA. I think a lot of people, Doris, would put Kawhi Leonard at the top of that list.
Let's remember, Kawhi's a former Defensive Player of the Year, averaging over 25 points a game for a season. He doesn't necessarily wow you with his eye-popping athleticism, but the reality is this: Kawhi Leonard is a multi-time champion. Well, a new era begins for the Washington Wizards, right? A change in the front office. The team has tried for years to rebuild in a number of different approaches. Perhaps a fresh outlook for fans under new guidance gives this team new hope.
Now here's Wall. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Miami grabs the miss. And for the Wizards and their new front office doors, a tough task ahead of them.
I think so, Kevin, because first and foremost, they need to change the culture of the team, right? Too long, there had been a lack of accountability in D.C., and I think once they address that, the rest of the rebuild could come easier.
Now here's Middleton. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. That one goes in. Here's George. He had 15 points last out. The pass to Adams. Iguodala outside. Passes to George. This one for three. That's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
I'll tell you, his ability to stretch the floor is crucial to this team. Pretty play.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Doris, you and I enjoy discussing pure scores, great shooters, but guys that can score a myriad of ways. Give us a couple of names that we don't always hear about that really impressed you.
Well, one young man who I think has got an offensive game that is really continuing to grow and is quite beautiful already is Zach LaVine. But probably the best example, Kev, would have to be the multi-time winner of the Six-Man Award, and that's Sweet Lou Williams. This guy can score against any defense. He's a great in pick and roll. He has become a better playmaker, but Lou Williams is a problem to guard.
And as people will say, he is a professional scorer.
That's perfect, yes.
Here is Rose after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one is on Towns.
You know, I know that he can make the perimeter jump shot, but I really like it when Porzingis is taking it inside and making the defense deal with all that size. Well, with Kristaps Porzingis, you love not only the skill, but the passion he plays with. You would never use the descriptor passive with this guy.
Now, here's Smart. And he just worked New York in that last game.
Well, outstanding contest on the shot, and then he's positioned perfectly to go after the rebound.
Rose kicks to Porzingis. Shoots over Towns. Again, the miss by the Heat. And with Porzingis, as Doris, you mentioned, that energy he has is contagious.
Well, he is the prototypical modern NBA big, right? Porzingis can run the floor in transition. He can face up and shoot with range. He can put it on the deck, and he can play out of the post. What more could you ask? Boy, don't you love how Derrick Rose resurrected his career last season? What a surprise and a bright spot for the T-Wolves. He looked like a completely rejuvenated player.
And for Rose, he looked refreshed and changed in how he approached his game.
You know what, Kevin? I think he is just a much more patient and smart basketball player. His three ball was so improved, and the shot selection was terrific. Turnovers were down, just improvement across the board.
A three from Porzingis. Paul George grabs the miss. Wizards leading by 5. Shot from 16. Porzingis with the rebound.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Rose passes to Harris. Over Russell. And Harris gets it to go on the assist by Rose.
Well, Kevin, no one's ever questioned his court vision. Rose playing unselfish basketball, being the leader this team needs him to be.
Now, here is George. 7 points in the game. Rose against George. Outside Rose. He kicks to Murray. Pass to Lopez. Lock at 6. And here's Harris from the arc. Rebounded by the Wizards. Towns has got 6 rebounds in the game. Pass to Russell. 1:56 left to play here in the first. A nice shot by George.
Well, you love how Paul George gets his feet under him first on these catch and shoot. His pre-shot routine is so important.
Rose finds Murray. Cousins against Harris. Harris missing again.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Here's George. It's good. With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
Wow, how about the start to this game? Taking excellent shots, capitalizing on everything the defense is giving him. This is great stuff.
Now here's Rose. Over in the corner, Porzingis. Down low. Harris, no good.
no doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Now the pass to Russell. At the top of the key, Towns. Shot from free throw range. Lopez grabs the board.
And even though it didn't go down, he did some nice work to get that inside.
Now Rose. Over Russell. Miami no good on that time either. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Smart deciding where to go with it. Here's George. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. And now a 9-point Wizards lead. Now here's Porzingis. And this is his second trip to the line tonight. That free throw good from Porzingis.
And every year it seems to me Kristaps Porzingis willing to take on more and more responsibility. There is a process to becoming a better leader, and Kristaps Porzingis is right in the middle of it.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the... And we return to the second quarter, and no Jay Latino. Specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
Taking a look at the Wizards. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Marcus Smart. Then there's Marjanovic. Then there's Bledsoe. And it's Russell in at the 2. Now here's Rose. Harris finds Rose. Lopez passes to Rose. It's up a 3. Nice D from Russell. And so Cousins will bring it up for Washington. They'll be off to Boston for a meeting with the Celtics after this one. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. You hear this a lot, Doris. The great offense always beats great defense. Think that's true?
I do, Kevin. I think obviously a defender is usually in reactionary mode. It's the rare defender who is dictating to the offensive player what they want to happen. So imagine trying to impact LeBron James as he's playing in the open floor with a head of steam. Like, good luck with that.
Yeah. No good on the free throw.
Can we remember that Kentucky team Eric Bledsoe played on? 8 future NBA players, including both All-Stars John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins. Incredible.
That one is no good.
And really, as solid as he's been at the line, I had already chalked those points up. Goes to show you, though, don't take anything for granted. Didn't hesitate for a second to get a hand up on that deep ball.
Well, tremendous effort, tremendous timing, the ability to alter shots on the perimeter. That was beautiful.
Now, here is Russell. He had 28 points in the win against New York.
Boy, and defensively, he had them off balance. He was able to come away with 4 steals.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Porzingis against Cousins. Knocked away and stolen by Cousins. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, D'Angelo Russell was traded from the Lakers and, in his words, was kicked on the way out. He's become an all-star in Brooklyn. Russell said, "It's a heck of an accomplishment. That respect from your peers, your coaches, other teams, it's a great feeling." And Kevin, given how it started for him in L.A., many remain shocked by Russell's rapid ascent.
Coming into his own, you're right, David. Thank you. And here's Rose, following the 3 from Eric Bledsoe. Rose kicks to Porzingis. Nice D from Cousins.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Russell with a wide open look. Out of bounds, Miami takes possession.
And here's a look at numbers for Lopez. Some last season stats for him. Put up about 12 points a game, just over 2 blocks, and 5 rebounds. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I'll tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Lopez has got his first basket of the night.
Boy, love watching Brook Lopez go to work. Superb at playing to his strengths down on the box.
Smart finds Bledsoe. Marjanovic with it, guarded by Harris. Rose against Russell. Tipped away. Porzingis with the steal. And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Wizards leading by 11. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. And the jam by Bledsoe.
Listen, we know this guy's gifted athletically. Bledsoe finishing strong off that dribble drive.
Timeout called, the Heat.
What I love about Marcus Smart is every single trip off the floor, this guy is going to be in your grill, and it cannot be a pleasant experience to have this man guarding you.
Out there. Then for the Wizards, Steven Adams, he's checked in for Cousins. Jason Tatum comes in for Marcus Smart. And it's Iguodala in for Russell. And that defensive pressure of Smart will wear you down, Doors, over the course of a game.
Kevin, it takes its toll because his combination of athleticism, strength, and motor makes him an absolute monster on the defensive end.
And Leonard gets it to go.
You can see the handle of Kawhi Leonard so much tighter than it used to be. How confident is he off the dribble?
Here's Bledsoe. Passes it to Marjanovic. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career and what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder.
Thanks, Kev.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Wall passes to Nurkic. And Adams sends it back.
Boy, this guy is such a defensive stalwart. Steven Adams, size and timing. Send it back, Steven.
Don't you love the chemistry? Those guys work so well together in the open floor.
Wall dishes to Nurkic. Middleton looking it over. Pass to Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 4th rebound in this one.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Well, the increasing strength of Jason Tatum is making it harder to knock him off his path. That is nice.
Now here's Middleton. He had a 39-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And here's the upcoming schedule now for the Miami Heat. On Friday, they'll host the New York Knicks. And then on Saturday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Chicago Bulls.
Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Eric Bledsoe.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Towns, who's checked in for Marjanovic. And he makes both free throws. Doris, do you have high hopes for the new draft lottery system to keep every team competitive to the very end of the season?
Well, one of the keys in implementing this new draft lottery system was to make sure that the bottom 3 teams were given equal opportunity to get that top draft choice. I think you did see it have some effect on play and teams trying to be competitive while understanding they're still going to have an opportunity to build their team through the draft. But here's the reality. The NBA has got to be under review constantly. There's a process in play. It's one of the most proactive leagues in the country in terms of always looking for little things to make sure their game is the best it can be.
Attention to detail. Well said.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Moves on moves. Greg, that's Jason Tatum.
I mean, this guy's a natural isolation scorer. Jab steps, crossovers, turnarounds, fadeaways. He's got an awful lot in his bag.
And that one falls for Tatum. And you look at Jason Tatum able to play either forward position. Doris, do you think his future is at the 3 or at the 4?
I think he is interchangeable at either position because his scoring can be devastating. For Jason Tatum, it's really a matter of making sure he continues to gain strength, continue to be a force and factor on the defensive end, and probably enhance his footwork around the rim a little bit.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
I've been tired of using.
Opportunity to check out Karl-Anthony Towns. Coming off a terrific season, 7th in rebounding, 9th in blocks, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game, one of the league's premier offensive threats.
He was a top 10 rebounder last season for good reason. He's an incredibly intense guy to compete with. And for a full game, too. I mean, just nonstop. Ball wide open. And again, it's the Heat missing.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Boy, Andre Iguodala is such a physical player. His frame allows him to take contact and get a shot at the goal.
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
He misses the free throw. No luck that time either. Looking at Washington, they took the win in their last game out against the Knicks. top, Leonard, guarded by Bledsoe. Right side, no good. Washington leading now by 21. Pass to Tatum, stolen by Middleton. In transition, here comes Miami. Wall with the ball, and the shot goes down.
What a play by Wall. It's going to take more than that to slow him down.
And glad to see John Wall back out there after fighting back from his Achilles injury he suffered in early 2019.
And obviously, Kevin, an Achilles injury is very worrisome for any athlete, but particularly one like John Wall, whose speed is a major part of his game. But boy, he looks good out there, and you hope he avoids any more injuries the rest of his career.
And that one falls for Wall. Wizards have gone 7 of 9 in their field goal attempts here in the second quarter. Pretty good offense. Bledsoe against Leonard. Now here's Tatum. Guarded close. 5 on the clock. And here's Iguodala outside. A three-pointer is right on target. Iguodala's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, Kev, we know Andre Iguodala has proven himself a capable three-point shooter. You've got to show him a measure of respect.
Now here's Wall. He's got 8. And the rejection by Towns.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Leonard against Iguodala. Kicks it to Towns. Now here's Bledsoe. Not a lot of room. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Inside, here's Leonard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. They get Andre Iguodala. And he's known as the Claw, Kawhi Leonard Doris, with some of the biggest hands in the NBA.
Well, consider, Kevin, that hand is over 11 inches from thumb to pinky. That's 52% wider than the normal hand. Basically, his hands correspond to a person who would be almost 9 feet tall. Incredible.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
An extraordinary improvement over the course of his career by Kawhi Leonard. He has now turned himself into one of the game's best, if not the best, two-way player.
George is checked in for Washington. Good on both.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
Now, here is George. 13 points in the game. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That's his first foul.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
The Heat trail by 21. Wall passes to Whiteside. He dishes it to Middleton. Outside, Wall. Good ball movement here by Miami. Leonard kicks to Middleton. Back to Leonard. Three-pointer. The Heat get it back. And a new 14.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
Now here's Adams, following the miss by Hassan Whiteside. Here's Tatum. Tries again, and there's the nice layup by Adams. Adams has got his second bucket.
Well, simply stated, Steven Adams is a force to be reckoned with rebounding the basketball.
Whiteside finds Middleton. Out to the wing. All taking his time here. To the inside. Leonard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Of course, you think about the anchor of this team, Steven Adams just holds it down in the middle.
Oh, Steven Adams does so much, but it all starts on the defensive end with this guy. He takes away so much space on the interior. He is commanding on the backboards. He contests shots. Everything you could hope for, Steven Adams brings.
First one calls for. Porzingis is checked in for Miami. Leonard hits them both. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
Now here's Leonard. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
Well, in addition to the scoring, he found ways to initiate contact with the defense and get himself to the line. The defense clearly frustrated, trying to get a way to stop him.
Now here's Iguodala, following the missed shot by Nurkic. Tatum finds Adams. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Iguodala. It's hauled in by the Heat. Nurkic has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
How good is that pass from John Wall? My man doing some work right now.
George against Wall. 3-pointer. And it's George missing.
And after nailing a 3-pointer in the first quarter, he has yet to connect here in the second.
Second chance shot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Clearly a foul.
Jusuf Nurkic. 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And some changes here for the Heat. Harris is checked in for Chris Middleton. Jamal Murray comes in for Leonard. And it's Rose in for John Wall. Then for the Wizards, Cousins comes in for Steven Adams. And it's Russell in for Andre Iguodala. And so he hits both. 1:32 left in the second quarter. George up top. He's covered by Rose. Doris, you can't say enough about the defense of Paul George. I mean, he is absolutely terrific on that end of the floor.
That is in addition to being an all-NBA level offensive performer. So you think about what Paul George brings on the defensive end. The on-ball defense is incredible. He knows when to help off on drives. This guy is easily one of the best defenders at his position, if not the best.
2 shots.
That's good from George.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
And the Heat making a change here. Lopez is checked in. And George drops them both. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
Now, here is Russell, following the miss by Porzingis.
This guy showing great potential as a rim protector. Porzingis a threat to block shots anywhere, anytime.
Straight power, homie. I mean, he ripped it down with
Absolutely a resounding dunk. Here's George. The Heat getting the bucket. And Russell gets it to go on the assist by George. That's now 8 points for D'Angelo Russell.
Well, it's key that you've got to maintain concentration throughout the game. And D'Angelo Russell, nice job in the catch and shoot.
Here's Rose. George with the defensive effort.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Porzingis inside. Russell's there, and that one good. 6 points for Porzingis.
Amazing when you're 7'3" with great instincts. You create an opportunity to get the putback. Nice work, Kristaps Porzingis.
And here's Tatum for 3. And again, Washington with the triple.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
And so it's the... Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson, Paul George taking care of business in this one. He ended up with 19 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. That's all for now.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half. Got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far, the defense has not been able to counter it.
They've got Chris Middleton. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Wall. Then there's Whiteside, and it's Nurkic in at the power forward position. So that's where Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. Here's Iguodala. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Iguodala outside, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. They get Hassan Whiteside.
Well, I just love the hard-nosed attitude of Andre Iguodala. When he's on the interior, he's so good at getting the defense to foul him.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game. No good on that one. Second free throw, no good. The Heat trail by 21. Middleton outside. Tatum against Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
But Kawhi Leonard is 230 pounds of nothing but pure strength. What a finish at the rim.
To the paint. And Towns throws it down.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
Ball against George. Wall, good. Wall's got 10 points.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3, terrific play calling, everything clicking out of the gates here.
Outside Tatum. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Middleton. The pass to Whiteside. Towns with the defensive effort.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
George with no one around. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Right side Wall. Washington with the rebound.
And I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
And right side sends it back. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. Outside, Towns. To the middle, who's back up. And here's Wall. 10 points for him. The shot that time, not on target. Excellent D there from George. Middleton against Tatum. Now, here's George. He's guarded closely. 5 to shoot. Tatum dishes to George. A 3-ball. And it's Miami with the rebound. Whiteside's got 6 rebounds in the game. The pass to Wall. Back to Middleton. Leonard against Iguodala. Goes up at the stripe. And the rejection by Towns. Iguodala, the pass to Tatum. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Well, you know that Jason Tatum can score from any area on the floor. It's got to be a scary sight when this guy starts to get rolling.
Here is Whiteside. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet, and they pick up 2.
Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
Wizards leading by 22. Iguodala outside. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wall.
Twice on the pipes, the anticipation, the athleticism. Terrific job by Wall rejecting that attempt.
Washington making some changes. Marcus Smart comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Eric Bledsoe subbed in for Jason Tatum. Smart wide open, he fires. Misses the 3.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Leonard finds Wall. Now, Nurkic, guarded by Bledsoe. Nurkic can't hit. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's the lob to Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Well, simply put it in the vicinity of Steven Adams, and his great hands makes that dunk look easy.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Well, the problem is they haven't gotten production from any other spot, but right now this guy is cooking.
Smart with the ball. Here's the floater. Another shot, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
Well, Steven Adams is as strong a player as there is in the NBA. Draws the contact there.
Doris Adams, a terrific player on the floor. But you know what? He's a great teammate as well. They always talk about the great chemistry he brings to the Thunder.
And anyone who's had a conversation with Steven Adams knows he is quite a character. This guy is so easygoing. He's fun. I think he brings a great vibe to the locker room.
That free throw, no good.
You know, sometimes we bemoan the lack of physicality in the league these days. That is not something that applies to Mr. Steven Adams.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him. And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for the Miami Heat. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. And that's the third of 4 straight played at home.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. Now, here is George. He's got 22. Poked away. Headshot off. And it's Miami the other way. Now Wall. 10 points for him. Pass to Whiteside. Clock at 4. Basket counts. Whiteside's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
And here's a look at the stats for Jusuf Nurkic. Last season, he played outstanding. Averaged about 15 points a game last season. 10 rebounds and 3 assists. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it, to me, is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
Brook Lopez is checked in for Miami. Tobias Harris comes in for Jusuf Nurkic.
Accelerating to the rim, Wall can get there in the blink of an eye.
Feeds it to George, and it's George finishing it off.
You can see why they go to this guy so often. More often than not, he's going to be very efficient like he is right here.
And here's Leonard from 3. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's George. It's rebounded by Leonard.
Well, you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Cousins finds George. Nice ball movement by Washington. A second chance effort. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. Paul George on top.
There were so many nights when he controlled the game through his defense. Not a surprise to see him ranked at the top.
And the Heat with some changes. Zinkis, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. Jamal Murray comes in for Leonard. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for John Wall. Then for the Wizards, Tatum, he's checked in for Bledsoe. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Marcus Smart. Out of bounds, Miami takes possession. The Heat trail by 17. Jacks up a 3. Lopez, no luck. Outside, Russell. Adams taking his time here. Pass to Russell. Now here's Adams. 7 points in the game. Fires the 3. Here's Cousins. Nice work on the boards. Paying off with the basket.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
And to me, Greg, this is a common theme that's running through the league right now. Guys looking to leak out rather than box out.
Now here is Harris. Paul George with the steal. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call. Miami with the foul.
Wow, so quick on the drive. D'Angelo explodes to the cup, and he makes the defender foul him.
Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Murray. Good on the second free throw.
Well, D'Angelo Russell, one of the best mid-range scorers you'll see. He's got the floater game, the pull-up game, and with his arsenal, he can get a shot at any time.
Now here's Porzingis. 6 points for him. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. You know, Doris, another thing about D'Angelo Russell, he's not afraid of the big moment.
Kevin, he has proven that he is willing to take and make big shots. He doesn't necessarily beat you with tremendous athleticism, but it's his basketball skill that sets him apart.
George against Rose. It's George on the wing. 24 points for him. Nice D from Porzingis. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for Miami. They trail by 18. Rose against George. And it's sent back by Lopez.
Well, Lopez twice on the pipes. He has the length to do this every time on the defensive end.
Here's Tatum. 16 points for him. And here's George for three. And he's good on the three ball. George has got two now from beyond the arc in the third for the Wizards. Rose against George. Rose kicks to Leonard. Porzingis looking it over. To the left wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, and it's Leonard missing. Washington leading now by 21. Russell from long range. That shot off. Miami's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Harris passes to Porzingis, and the rejection by Cousins.
7'6" wingspan in the house, and he says, "Get it out of here."
First free throw is good. And Harris drops them both. And here's Russell. 9 points in the game so far. Wide open. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Rose. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Rose has got 5.
Well, that's about effort, carving space for the interior look. And one attribute we'll always talk about with Rose is the heart that he plays with.
Now, here is George. 27 points for him.
I'll tell you, this lead's not going anywhere with this guy making plays. What a quarter.
Outside Rose. Russell against Leonard. Rebounded by the Wizards. Adams has got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Cousins dishes to George. Back to Cousins. Porzingis with the block. Rose against George. Here's Lopez. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 3 assists now in this one. Down low, Porzingis with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. And no good. Excellent D there from George. And Cousins kicks to Tatum. Cousins inside. Guarded by Porzingis. Cousins with the bucket. Cousins has got 4 points this quarter.
What a luxury to have someone like DeMarcus Cousins roaming the interior and drawing defensive attention.
Leonard against Russell. Outside Leonard. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Lopez. Washington with the rebound.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
And so it's the Washington Wizards sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. Tatum out there with Towns. Then it's Paul George. And there's Iguodala. And it's Cousins in at the center filling out the middle. Here's Leonard. Shot clock at 6. Leonard draws the double. And here's Harris from the arc.
If you're going to play for this team, you've got to be willing to mix it up on the defensive end. And Jason Tatum gets in the space of the shooter. That's nice.
Some solid defense from Harris. The Heat trail by 21. Porzingis passes to Wall. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
The first one falls.
Well, to me, Paul George exemplifies what a leader should be. This guy does not look for his personal stats. He just wants to make the guys around him better.
And George drops them both. And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for Miami. Leonard on the wing. Doris, you and I love history. And you were talking the other day, you and I, about Bill Russell and his 11 championship rings. Do you think anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin, and the reason is, number one, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell, in no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure. But it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
Wall. Here's Nurkic. No good there. Nice D from Cousins. Wizards leading by 21. To the middle. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Well, you can tell there's a team-first mentality with the young gun Jason Tatum working to find the open teammate. Nice.
Wall passes to Leonard. Dishes it to Nurkic. And the rejection by Cousins.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
George with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. George double-teamed. Pass to Tatum. 5 on the clock. To the paint. Here's Cousins. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Here's Wall. The offensive rebound. And the rejection by Cousins. Tatum passes to George. Inside. Porzingis with the steal. Harris looking it over. George against Wall. Iguodala with the steal. Doris, in 2004, the Charlotte Bobcats became the NBA's 30th team. When do you think we're going to see another team added, whether it's an expansion or even multiple expansions?
Well, let's go directly to the most important source, and that's Commissioner Adam Silver, who has said that expansion is inevitable, but right now, not a huge priority. So, you know, listen, we've heard Seattle is on the short list of cities that wants to get a team, and what a great city What a great NBA fan base. I hope someday we get back to Seattle.
So much history up there. You're correct. And the Heat, all-time Heat. And Towns, a player who took a little bit of time adjusting from the college game at Kentucky to the NBA game, especially Doris on the defensive end.
I do think you have to appreciate over the last several seasons Karl-Anthony Towns' commitment to becoming a better defender. Listen, he has the length to not only block shots, but to alter shots, and you just want him to have consistent effort on that end.
Washington going with a whole new group here. Heat shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Murray, the pass to Porzingis. Here's Thibault, guarded by McLemore. It's good.
Well, this speaks to the feel that Kristaps Porzingis has for the game of basketball. If you're open, he'll find you.
Bledsoe against Ball. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Lonzo Ball picks one up. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have 2 candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
The pass to Porzingis. Back to Ball. Passes it to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Scoring through contact is something Kristaps Porzingis has got to get used to in the NBA. Teams try to get physical with this guy.
Pass to Sabonis. Ball's knocked loose. Marjanovic kicks to Bledsoe. Kept alive.
I'll tell you, even though he's not playing his best basketball, the team has played well and picked it up. I love it.
Murray against Smart from downtown. No good that time. And Washington the other way now.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Bledsoe against Ball. Smart. Offline with his 3. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the Heat. And the rejection by Marjanovic. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. And that one's good. Thibault.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Wizards leading by 23. Here's Bledsoe. A lot of people look at that general manager position with the team. I think it grows with some organization, maybe shrinks in importance with others. But by and large, it is more stable than coaching, isn't it? That position of being a GM.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, if you were to ask coaches, one of the things I've heard sort of thrown out there as an idea is when you list the head coach's record, why not list the GM's record as well? Because the reality is success in the NBA is contingent on so many things. What's your ownership like? What kind of front office personnel? Have they made great decisions? Do you have the best possible coaching comparative to the talent on your roster? So much contributes to winning, Kevin.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. Oh, Whiteside in position, up high to stop the alley-oop.
And he's just always an easy target on the alley-oop. With Whiteside's size and wingspan, it's just a matter of putting the ball up there where only he can go get it.
George. And it's Miami with the rebound. Middleton's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Nurkic. Washington with the rebound.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
And the pass to Adams. Iguodala outside. Tatum on the wing. Just 4 to shoot. Oh, good with the triple.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
George against Leonard. Outside, Wall. It's rebounded by Towns.
Well, he hasn't proven to be much of a floor spacer for them. He had the 1-3, but that was back in the first half.
Offensive rebound. Adams' shot is good.
And one of the stories of the second half has been all of those second chance points. I mean, they have been terrific on the offensive backboard.
Wall passes to Nurkic. Doris, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level, but I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
Here's Wall. It's hauled in by George. George has got his 8th rebound here tonight. George double team. Here's Towns, and it's blocked by Whiteside. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. Passes it to McLemore. Releases. And another miss by Washington. Miami's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Murray the pass to Ball. Here's Thibault. Murray outside. Just 5 on the clock. Unloads, and it's sent back by George.
How about the timing from Paul George on that rejection? Twice on the pipes.
Sabonis, he's checked in for Washington. Graham with the ball. Pass to McLemore. Doris, isn't it interesting that we're seeing some teams with more 3-point attempts than 2-point attempts?
It's incredible, Kevin, that every year over the last decade you see more 3-point attempts across all 30 NBA teams. And think about the Houston Rockets. In each of the last 2 years, the Rockets have actually taken more threes than twos. This is the evolution of the game. It is not going anywhere. There's 2 high-valued shots in the league. Restricted area twos, that means point-blank opportunities at the rim, and 3-point shots. And everything else in between seems to be getting lost.
George passes to Sabonis. Graham with the ball. 6 on the shot clock. It's Sabonis with the drive, and that one's good. Marjanovic.
Boy, the bounce pass put right on the money. Nice assist.
surveying the D. Can they get it? No good on that one. Now Washington takes it the other way.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Wizards.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for George.
No doubt he came to play tonight. This guy has been aggressive and effective.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
Here's Thibault, guarded by McLemore. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Shoot 2.
The first free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time. 51 seconds left in the game. Pass to Graham. Back to Bledsoe. It's hauled in by the Heat. To the inside. Urginus. And finished off by Berton.
How about the vision there by Ball, showing the unselfishness, just being a willing passer.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Sabonis kicks to Bledsoe. Shot clock at 6. Shot on the wing. Marjanovic passes to McLemore. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Eric Bledsoe. Eric, a strong performance tonight. What's been the difference?
We're getting out of transition, trying to get defense to stop. And everybody's just playing their game.
And it showed tonight, Eric. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
To the